Hello everyone, welcome to this video on UPSC notification and all questions that are surrounding UPSC notification 2025. This year, there are plethora of changes in the notification as well as in the way you are filling the form, and it is creating quite a confusion. There are multiple videos available, but still there are some confusions, some clarity that is lacking. You might have noticed that this video is coming almost 3 days after the notification because UPSC prep team took its own time to do the due research. We tried to fill the form ourselves, and from our learnings, but we have prepared this comprehensive video. We have referred to multiple documents, multiple videos, multiple sources to make sure that you get the most authentic and comprehensive information in this video. So even if you have watched some other videos, it's fine. I will try to keep this video as short but comprehensive as possible. Therefore, please do watch this video completely. If you have already watched some videos, you can watch it at 2x speed to reduce the time duration. But here we are discussing some of the most important things in most comprehensive manner possible. Now, let's begin. To begin with, I'm Krishna. I'll be helping you go through the process. I'm faculty at UPSCprep.com. Now, some disclaimers before we move ahead. First is watch the video carefully because in every slide, you will notice there are around 75 plus slides in this presentation. So, a very, very comprehensive video. And in these slides, there are many minute information which are given. So make sure that you are watching this video with complete focus. This video is made after due research from authentic sources. See, we have not referred to any sources which are not given officially by UPSC or Government of India. So only those sources given by UPSC and Government of India are used to make this video. Therefore, you can consider this video to be trustworthy. So if there is any conflict of information between this video and somewhere else, you can be sure that the information given this video is from the authentic sources. Comment for any clarifications. So if you still have any clarifications required after watching this video, then you can obviously comment below. Our team will respond to you. No one will tell you this, but do one thing. I have read the notification for you all, but please read it yourself. You are devoting most important years of your life for examination. At least what you should do is read the notification carefully. Obviously, we are covering everything in detail, but still it is always a good habit to read it yourself. Where you will find it? You will find it on Telegram, this PPT, as well as any document that is mentioned in this video. So we will be mentioning different documents at different places. All those documents plus this PPT that you are seeing right now will be available on our Telegram channel. How to access the Telegram channel? Either search upscprep.com by going on Telegram or visit this particular URL, or it will the URL will also available in the what we say description section of this video. Next is there are a lot of other factors to this notification this year. For example, cadre preference, right? Cadre preference, which you are supposed to fill after mains. After mains, then there is a service preference. Service preference, which by as of now till now it was filled after you clear the mains, but from this year you have to fill the service preference now itself at the time of filling the form. So how to fill the service preference, what are the issues? Then there are other issues related to, let's say, OBC or EWS. So these issues we have comprehensively covered in other videos by Advocate Shashank Ratno sir, who is expert in these matters of service preference as well as OBC. So for this, we will be creating one comprehensive go-to place where all the documents, all the video, all the evidence, etc. will be found at one place. That free resource will be available on courses.upscprep.com. How to access that? Again, the detail will be provided in the Telegram group. So you can go on Telegram and check this free resource where everything can be found in one place. Moving ahead, what is being covered in this video? First thing, we are covering all the important points from UPSC CSE notification 2025. So this is the first document that we are referring to. Second is, this year along with notification, UPSC have also released an instruction document. So we will be covering all the important points from this instruction document. Third thing, I don't know if anyone told you this or if you know this already, but anything that happens by UPSC being a constitutional body, it has to first publish it in the Gazette of India, which is the official document. So I have also gone through the Gazette of India for you, and there is a Civil Service Exam Rules 2025 published in the Gazette of India by DOPT. So I have also gone through this document and extracted the important points for you. All these documents are available on Telegram to download. So these are 3 documents. Apart from that, we are also going to discuss all about one-time registration, OTR. So for those who have not yet registered, how to go ahead about it. For those who have made the OTR registration last year itself, how to go ahead about it. Both the categories of student will be considered while discussing this OTR. Then how the form looks. In this video, you will find we have gone through each step of the form. So you can see everything that is being covered in the form in detail. Next, we are also going to cover reservation related basic information, official memorandums and instructions from DOPT, so that you will have the clarity about if you fall into EWS category, what you should do. If you fall into OBC or SC/ST category, what you should do. That basic information is covered in this video. Next is form filling process and related do's and don'ts. There are very important do's and don'ts. There are some basic mistakes that students do, which can cause a lot of trouble to them in future. So we are going to make sure that you don't do any such mistakes. And what are the best practices? What are the things that you should be doing? So both things we are going to cover through this video. And lastly, we have gone through the comment section on our Telegram, where we asked about your queries, and whatever questions are being asked frequently, we have covered frequently asked questions in video itself and at the end of the video itself. Some questions are also there at the end of the video. So please watch this video in with utmost attention till the end, and I hope it will help you in resolving all the queries that you have. Now, this is the notification. If you go to the UPSC website, this is how the notification looks. So this is the notification for CSE preliminary examination 2025. Notification is published on 22nd January, and the exam will be on 25 May. We know that 25th May will be the date of exam. Then till when you can fill the form? 11th Feb, 6 p.m. Very important. See, for many exam the cutoff is midnight, but for UPSC the cutoff is 6 p.m. But any which way, I will recommend you to not wait till 11th February. The last date you should consider for yourself is 8th Feb. So fill the form at least 3 days before. There are 2 reasons for it. First reason is, if you are from any crowded centers like Pune or Delhi, the centers will get freeze after the maximum number. Rest of the centers don't have this problem usually. But major problem, okay, even if the center you get is not a very crowded center, it's a normal center in other cities, then too, you have to be sure that you fill it before, because last 1 or 2 days, there will be heavy rush on the website, server crashes, and UPSC don't take any responsibility for that. They have mentioned it in the notification itself that you should fill the form in time, don't wait for the last date. Okay, so don't take risk with the technical issues like server failure, or it might be the case that, okay, you start to fill the form and you realize you don't have any particular document or you don't have particular information. So you might need some time to retrieve that information. And if you are doing it very late, then obviously you will not have enough time to get the information with you. So therefore, make sure that you fill the form by 8th February, even if the last date is 11th Feb, 6 p.m. Then these 2 documents are published along with the notification. One is the notice and another is the instruction. We have attached both of these documents on the Telegram group. You can download them, and we have covered all the important points from both of these documents in this video. Lastly, for applying online, you have to click here. So link is provided in the description of the video. Here is the link for those who want it. And by clicking on this video, you can go to the page to apply. Now, most important thing, how many vacancies are there? So this year there are 979 vacancies across 23 services offered by UPSC CSE. Okay. Now, first document that is published by UPSC is a notice. What is given in this notice? First information that you should know is about the modification in OTR. So what is OTR firstly? OTR means one time registration. So you have to do one-time registration where you are asked your basic details like your name, your father's name, mother's name, your mobile number, email ID, and your 10th or SSC roll number. So these are some of the things which are asked for OTR registration. We will go to the OTR form shortly. Don't worry about that. But the question is, if you have to make any modification in OTR, let's say you did some mistake, then how to do it? For that, those who have applied for the OTR this year, the process is pretty simple. That once in a lifetime, you have a facility to make the changes, and this window will be open till 18th February 2025, right? So till 18th February 2025, you can make the changes. After this, you cannot. But this is for the candidate who have not done any modifications till now. But what if you have already done some changes? This is a common question. Okay, sir, I have done exhausted my one attempt to change the OTR profile and still there is some mistake. Now what to do? In that case, there is an option for old OTR. You have to write to UPSC soap@nic.in. So this is the email ID in which you have to provide the documentary proof and you have to write what are the changes that you want to do in the OTR, and UPSC will do it from their end. You cannot do it at your end, but you don't need to fear. You can email on this email ID and they will do the changes from backend. Moving ahead, now this is about OTR, but if you have made any mistakes in the application form, what to do? So it might be the mistake related to let's say your address, or it might be the mistake related to the photograph that you have attached. So there is certain criteria. We will discuss how the format of photograph should be. So let's say you have not uploaded the photograph in required format, or any change, practically any change in application form except OTR. So OTR छोड़ के जो भी change है in entire form, that all can be changed during this window. So there will be a correction window. That correction window will be from 12th February 2025 to 18th February 2025. So a 1 week correction window will be there. During this correction window, you can make any changes that you wish in the application from other than OTR. For OTR, I already told you what is the process. But for any modification in the details which are not related to OTR, you have the correction window from 12th February to 18th February 2025. Remember, the candidate will not be allowed to withdraw their application after submission of the same. So once you submit the form, you cannot withdraw the form. Does it mean that filling the form itself means that the attempt is counted? No. When is the attempt counted? So that is another common question that is asked. When is the attempt counted? Attempt counted. So filling the form doesn't mean your attempt will be counted. Your attempt will be counted if you give any of the 2 papers in prelims, right? Or both. So on the day of prelims, that is on 25th May. So if you go to exam center and give either GS paper or CSAT paper or both the papers, then your attempt is considered. You fill the form and you don't go to examination, right? On 25th May, you don't go to the examination. In that case, your attempt will not be counted. Got it? Let's move ahead. When will be the admit card release? It is also given in the notification itself. Last working day in the week before the exam date. So this is mentioned in the notification. So exam is on 25th May. So last working day of the previous week. So the previous week is this, last working day will be Friday. So on 16th May 2025, the admit card will be released. Okay, or admit card or hall ticket. Any doubts? You might have some doubt which are very particular to you. Even there are some doubts which we cannot answer, because obviously there are some very trivial and specific doubt. So we don't know what to say in that case. In such cases, you have an option to directly reach to UPSC. So there is a helpline provided by UPSC for any doubt that you might have. So first option is you can directly go to their office. So if you are in Delhi, so you know that UPSC is in Dolpur House. You can just search on Google and you will get the address. And in the UPSC building, there is a gate C. So on gate C, you can go and reach and ask your query individually. So that is first option. Second option is you can contact them on these numbers. So there are three different numbers. This is first, this is second, this is third. These three numbers are given, but make sure that you call or even for the physical visit, you visit in a working day. So working days will be Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So this is the timing in which you can either call or visit personally to UPSC. Now remember, whenever you are writing to UPSC or whenever you are calling them, you must have these details with you. If you are emailing, you must mention these details in the email. If you are calling, you must have this detail with you when you call. So if they ask any detail, you don't have to waste your time finding that detail, right? And this is the best practice, not just for UPSC, but anywhere. So if you are writing email to UPSCprep.com, for example, you should mention some of the basic details in it. What are the details when you are writing to UPSC that you must mention? So this applies for the OTR also. Huh? So if you are doing OTR modification, so when you are emailing UPSC, you should mention some details. What are these details? Name and year of the examination. So UPSC CSE Prelims 2025. Registration ID. When you fill the form, you will get the registration ID. Roll number. Obviously, right now you don't have the roll number, but let's say you email them in June or July. At that time, you will have a roll number. Name of the candidate, full name in block letters. Okay, in capital letters, entire full name should be written in the application. Complete postal address. So whatever your address is that you have mentioned in the form, you should mention in the application. Valid and active email ID. So obviously you should mention your email ID so that if UPSC want to do any communication with you, they can reply on this email ID. So all these details have to be mentioned. Here is also one link. As I told you in the beginning of the video, everything that you are listening or seeing in this video is taken from official sources, authentic sources. So this is the authentic source where the contact details are given. So you can click on this link. Once you get the PPT on Telegram, this PPT is available on Telegram, and you can go to the website where all these details are available. So here also you will find there are multiple numbers for different types of queries. So these are for the queries related to the application, which is right now. But if you have some other queries, for example, application related query, we have already discussed. DAF related queries, if you have DAF related queries, that is DAF part 3, right? So, like for example, some people are asking question, will I be able to change the DAF details letter, right? So will I be able to change the service preference letter? So for such questions, you can call on this number, or there are some email IDs as well, right? Web upsc@nic.in. Okay. Notification related queries, that related queries, online application related queries. So all these are there. Some technical problems. The website is not opening in your laptop. What to do? So you can call. Any which way, moving ahead. Next is the most important thing is photograph need to be in particular format. What is the format of photograph? First is the photo should be clicked after 12th January 2025. So the photo should be latest. It should be less than 10 days from the date of notification. So notification came on 22nd January. So your photo should be clicked after 12th January 2025. Okay. Then name plus date of photo taken should be on the photograph. So you should mention your name and below that the date on which it is taken. So the format of date should be date, month, year, right? So let's say your birth date is 4th December 1999. So there are multiple ways to write this date, right? So what is the date that should be written? It should be written in the format like this: 04/12/1999. Okay, so this should be the format that you should follow. But is it compulsory to follow this format? Not necessary. Ideally, you should follow this format. But if you have written 4th December 1999, it's okay. That will not create any issue for you. So don't worry, even if the format is little different. But those of you who have not clicked the photo yet, you should mention the photo. Acha, one more thing that I did a mistake here. So it is not a birth date. Some people will do the mistake that they will mention the birth date. So is this date a birth date? No, it's not a birth date. It is the date on which photo was taken. So the photo, if let's say you have taken the photograph on today only, right? Today is 25th Jan 2025. So you should write 25/01/2025. Okay. So again, this is one more information that this date is a date of photograph taken. Some people have mentioned the birth date. You are not supposed to write the birth date, but the date on which the photograph was clicked. Next is the candidate's face should occupy 3/4 of the space in photograph. Don't worry about this. If you go to the photographer and get the photo clicked, it will be in this format only. Okay. Next is the background should be plain white. Very important. So if you have blue, red, these backgrounds, please get the photo clicked again. You will have the option to modify the form from 12th to 18 February for those who have already uploaded the photograph. For those who have not yet uploaded, please make sure the background is white background. Okay. Appearance must match with photograph at each stage of the examination. What it means? It means if you have a beard or mustaches or spectacles that are in the photograph right now, you should carry the same in the future also. Okay. So those of you who have low eyes, low number means whose spectacles are not very permanent. Like for example, I have specs, but I don't use it very often. I use it only if my eyes start to pain. So for those cases, I will recommend you to take the photograph without specs, because when you enter the examination hall, you can put your specs in your pocket, right? So that is not an issue. And those of you who have higher eyesight, obviously you don't have an option but to click the photo in the specs. Okay. Second thing is that beard, mustache, make sure that if you are planning to change your look in the future, make sure the photograph is accordingly, right? But again, don't take a lot of tension of these things. So people start to comment, oh, okay, my hair is falling. So what if I get bald by the time examination? So don't worry about such basic things. It's okay, right? If there are some medical conditions or if some emergencies, then obviously those cases will be considered. But by and large, try to follow the prescription that is given here. The photograph should be in the 20 KB to 300 KB limit. Same applies for the signature. Lastly, bring with you extra copies of photograph similar to the one uploaded in the application form in pre and mains. Very, very important. Not many people have discussed this, but it is mentioned in the document, official document by UPSC, that when you are going for the prelims examination or mains examination, you should have the copies of your photograph with you. I remember that I carried the photographs both for prelims and mains, and they were not used at all. They did not ask me for the photographs. But for the safety, make sure that you take the physical photograph, the printout of the photograph, store it with you nicely so that at the time of examination, you can take them with you. Okay. Also, one more thing, take the soft copy of the photograph and save it at multiple locations. So save it in your father's mobile, in your laptop, in your mobile, on Google Drive, at multiple places, so that in case you don't find the physical copy at the time of examination, you can get it printed again. Now, what about the photo ID card? See, so second document apart from photograph and signature that you required is ID card. So ID card, which ID card is allowed? Aadhaar card is allowed, voter ID, PAN card, passport, driving license, or any other ID card issued by state or central government. Remember, government ID card is required. You cannot upload your college ID card, right? So any ID, Aadhaar, voter ID, PAN card, passport, driving license will work, no problem at all. You can upload any one of these. Make sure it is in PDF format, only PDF format. Don't upload a photograph of it, PDF format without password. So let's say you downloaded the e-Aadhaar. So e-Aadhaar is password protected. So make sure that you don't upload the password protected file. Upload it without password. And the size should be 20 KB to 300 KB. When you fill the form, you have to mention the ID card number. ID card number. So there will be one option where you have to mention ID card number. So if you are uploading Aadhaar, please mention the Aadhaar number. I have seen some cases which came to me last year that they uploaded the Aadhaar card and mentioned the PAN card number here, or they uploaded the PAN card and mentioned the Aadhaar card number here. So don't do like that. So mention the number of the same ID card that you are uploading. That is the caution that you should have. Next is carry this ID card while appearing to the examination or personality test. So may it be UPSC prelims or mains or personality test, you have to carry this ID card. Let's say if you have uploaded Aadhaar, so physical Aadhaar card you will have to carry with you to the examination center. Moving ahead, you have to give the prelims examination center when you fill the form. The allotment of centers will be on first apply, first allot basis. So obviously in the centers like Delhi. Don't wait till 8th, 9th or 10th of February. Maybe try to fill the form in next 2-3 days so that you get the center. Once the capacity of particular center is frozen, the same will be frozen, right? If the capacity is full, then you get it in red color. So if you see a center in red color, it means that there are no vacancies on that center and you cannot select that center. You will have to select some other center. So here is the list of centers. There are 80 centers for UPSC prelims. You can select any of the centers as per your convenience. Now about mains. So civil services mains examination, there are 24 centers. You can select any one of these as per your choice. Here there is a mistake in the official notification. The spelling of Bangalore is incorrect. There should be BE, Bengaluru. Any which way. Those of you who are applying to the IFOS through this form, I hope you know that this is a form common for Indian Forest Service and Indian Civil Services. So if you are also applying for Indian Forest Service, you will have to select the mains examination center for the forest as well. Remember, mains examination will happen in August after you clear prelims. But after clearing prelims, you will not get option to change the center. So be mindful that exam is in August. Accordingly, select the center. Okay. So you cannot change the main center once you fill now. Moving ahead. Next is age limit. You should have completed 21 years and you should be below 32. So after 2nd August 1993, so these are the cutoff dates. People keep asking, sir, my birth date is this. Am I eligible? So if your birth date is after 2nd August 1993 and before 1st August 2004, you are eligible. But again, this is for a general category. There are certain relaxation. For example, for OBCs, the relaxation is by 3 years, right? So this is 1990. So 2nd August 1990. After that, if the OBCs are there, they will have to they are eligible for the examination. For it is for SCs and STs, it is 5 years. Person with benchmark disability, it is 10 years. And to defense personnel and ex-servicemen, also there are some relaxations given. Please refer notification for your specific case. Okay. Now remember, let's say you are a OBC candidate. Your age is 25 years. Do you have to claim the relaxation? There is option in the form. Do you want to claim the relaxation? So you can say no. The relaxation is only for those candidates. Let's say your OBC and your age is 33. Then you will click S. Got it? I think that makes it pretty clear that who have to click on yes and who have to click on no for the age relaxation related to caste or even disability or the defense personnel. Next is educational qualification. So you should have a graduation from any recognized university. That is the bare minimum criteria for writing UPSC. If you are in final year, let's say right now you are in a final year of your college, then what to do? You have to submit the proof of passing after clearing the mains. So right now, when you fill the form in higher education, you have to write your degree name and you have to write appearing. So there is option appearing and passed. So if you have passed, you will write passed. If you are in the final year, you will write appearing. And at the time of filling your form after clearing mains, so you have to fill the form after clearing mains before interview. At that time, you will have to submit the proof of passing. What this proof of passing is, it can be degree certificate or final year mark sheet or provisional degree certificate. So any one of these 3 documents can be submitted. Not all 3, only one. You can submit degree or final year mark sheet or provisional degree certificate. For MBBS, so if you are a doctor, MBBS doctor, along with degree, you have to submit the internship completion certificate. Okay. Next is, those of you who received degree only after completing the internship completion certificate, you don't require the completion certificate. Okay. But if you have a degree and completion certificate separately, upload both the documents. Now about number of attempts. 6 for general and EWS category, 9 for OBCs, unlimited attempts for SC/ST categories, and for person with benchmark disabilities, if they are in general or EWS or OBC, there are 9 attempts, and in SCs and STs, there are unlimited attempts. These are the number of attempts related information. When the attempt is counted, when you sit in prelims exam, right? When you sit in prelims exam, your attempt will be counted. Either one or to the both papers. Okay. I have already discussed this. Next is for working professional. Person who are already in government services, whether permanent or temporary capacity as work. See, first of all, you have to mention your employment. Even if you are in private sector, you will have to mention your employment. But if you are in government sector, you have to mention employment and you also have to submit an undertaking. So here is the format of undertaking. Do private organizations require undertaking? No. Let's say you work in a TCS. Do you need a any undertaking? No. But if you are in a government, so government can be central government, it can be state government, it can be any PSUs. So if you are working in any government organization, you will have to submit an undertaking that they have informed in writing to their head of office department that they have applied for the examination. So this is the format of undertaking. It is available in the notification. So you have to take printout of this format, fill this format and upload it while you fill the form. Okay. Moving ahead, while you are applying, there are different details that you require to fill. For example, Center for Civil Services mains and IFOS mains for those who are appearing for IFOS. You have to submit your optional subject right now. Then medium of examination. So it can be English or your local language. Medium of examination for optional subject, right? So you can submit different medium of exam for optional and GS. Compulsory Indian language. So you have to select one compulsory Indian language. So all these details you need to fill. But remember that no request for change in these details once online application form is submitted shall be entertained by the commission. You will not be allowed to change this detail once you submit the form. Obviously, there is a correction window. In the correction window, you can change this detail. Correction window, which will be from 12th to 18th Feb. So you can change the details, but after 18th February, you will not be able to make any changes in this. So make sure that you fill it very carefully. Make sure your optional is filled very correctly and other details as well. There are many cases where people have filled it wrongly. For example, there was a recent topper. I don't remember her name, but she filled the language of medium of examination as Hindi by mistake, and she was preparing in an English medium. And eventually she got the rank in next year, but her attempt was wasted. If she had filled it correctly, she might have gotten in the service 1 year earlier, right? So those of you who know the name, I don't remember the name right now, can comment the name below, who was that person. So this kind of mistake don't do. Same about the compulsory Indian language. I had one student who last year, the student, she is from Maharashtra, so she should have filled Marathi as a compulsory language, but by mistake she filled Maithili, because there is a drop down list of languages and Marathi and Maithili are nearby. So by mistake, instead of Marathi, clicked on Maithili and didn't cross verify. So make sure that you cross verify every detail before final submission. Okay. Next is, which are the compulsory languages? So this compulsory language you have to select. So these are the compulsory languages, and this is the script in which you have to write that language. Okay. So these are the 22 official language as per the 8th schedule you can select. Note that these are the two notes for Santali and Manipuri languages. So those of you who are choosing those compulsory language, please pause this video and read these notes which are relevant for you. Now note that compulsory Indian language is not compulsory for candidates from few states. Those states are Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Sikkim. So if you belong to any of these states, you don't have to worry about the compulsory Indian language. It is not compulsory for you. You just have to submit this certificate of exemption from paper A of Indian languages. So you have to submit this certificate, and then you will not be required to give the compulsory language paper. But this annexure should be filled and signed by the competent authority. Okay. List of optional subjects. So this is the list of optional subjects. Those of you who don't know or still have to choose their optional subject can pause here and select the optional that they want to choose. Next, see, now we have gone through all the important points in the notification. Along with notification, there is another document on the website I have shown you in the beginning. That document is of instructions. So what are the important instructions given in this document? First is information needed for the online application form. OAF means online application form. So you will have to mention Center for Civil Service Mains and IFOS main, optional subject, medium of examination, for GS for optional, compulsory language, and very, very important, service preference. Till now, service preferences were asked at later stage of examination, not at the preliminary stage. But now they have asked you the service preferences now itself. Remember, you have to submit the service preferences now itself. We have uploaded a detailed video on the service preferences, which link to which is available on the description, in the description of this video. You can refer that video. But even if you are not very sure about the service preferences, don't worry. Fill a standard service preference where you are having the IAS, IPS, IFS at the top, and then whatever are the standards that you can fill. Don't worry a lot about it, because you will be able to edit this later, edit or modify. So you will be able to edit or modify this at the time of DAF 2. That is after clearing mains. So after clearing the mains examination, you will be able to fill the service preference. I'm really happy actually. So you know that many people are getting irritated that form has become unnecessarily lengthy and we don't know what to fill. But I think this change of service preference and achievement section introduced by UPSC is very, very important. Why? Because we have this experience with the candidates who are giving interviews, that when they fill the DAF 2 after writing mains, they suddenly realize, oh, I have never thought about which are the services, right? You only know IAS, IFS, IPS. How many of you know all the services that are there? There are 20 plus services for which this examination is being held. Do you know, sincerely ask yourself, do you know more than 5 services, right? You might know the name, but do you know what is the job description of those services? So at least by adding this at this stage, all the people who are preparing for this examination will be well aware of the services that are provided in the UPSC CSE, and also achievements. So there are students who are preparing in colleges and schools. We receive an email like, sir, I am currently in 8th standard and I want to start UPSC CSE preparation. How I should proceed? And this is complete madness, right? Yes, you should study sincerely, but UPSC will also, UPSC is not your life, right? It is just a small part of your life. So you should also do many other things in your life. So when you are in college, you should participate in a lot of competition. The personality is not built by just reading academics, by reading Lakshmikant or by reading Spectrum. The personality is built by doing multiple things, like doing some team activities, playing sports, participating in various competitions, organizing certain events, taking some leadership positions in your school and colleges. So these things are very, very crucial in building your personality. And having that added in the beginning of the form, now people are more sensitive. You might have realized that there are comments. If you go to the comment sections at any YouTube video or any Telegram, you'll realize there are people saying that I don't have anything to put in the achievements. I have never thought about what is my hobby, right? So now by adding this, students will more likely to work on these things, and I hope that will create a better society. Okay, so I'm really happy that UPSC introduced this change. Coming back to the topic, now remember that I already told you that under no circumstances you will be allowed to change optional subject, Indian language paper, and medium of examination, and also the centers. So all these details you cannot change. This you can change. Therefore, it is in different color. Okay. Moving ahead, details which you are allowed to modify later. So obviously I'm not telling by myself. As I told you in the beginning of the video, everything that is in this video is stemming from an authentic source. So what is the source for this? The source is the notification. So here you will find in the point B3, page number 9 and 10. Here it is mentioned that there will be a window of 15 days from the date of declaration of result of written part of the mains examination. So after mains result, so those of you who clear UPSC mains will be able to change or update some details. Which are the details that are allowed to update? Educational qualifications. So especially for those who are final year student. So you can update. So right now you are writing appearing, but by the result, so result of the mains examination will be November, December. So by November, December, you will get your degree. So you can update from appearing to clear passed, and you can update the degree certificate or passing certificate. You can update your address. You can update your achievements, right? So those of you who are confused that, okay, I'm not very sure about what to write in the achievements, please think about it. We will discuss in detail about the achievement section, and fill the achievements for now as per your best understanding. If you clear the mains, we at UPSC Prep take sessions where we help you write the achievement section in the best possible way. So don't worry about that. After mains, come to us and we will help you modify your achievement section, and you are allowed to modify. So don't worry about it as of now. Employment details, for those who are working professional, you have to update your employment details, because you might change the job, you might leave the job by November, right? So those changes can be done. Service allocation details can be changed for those who are writing the exam. Let's say someone is selected into state services, someone cleared EPFO exam, someone cleared UPSC, which is currently interview is going on. So for that, you can update the service allocation detail. Service preference, as I told you in the previous slide, so you have to give the service preference and you can update it, modify it later. So don't worry about it. And lastly, cadre preference. So again, cadre preference you can update in the tab 2 after mains result. So all these details are allowed to modify, and these details you are not allowed. You should know which details to be very, very sure of. These details you should be very, very sure of. These details, like for example, achievements, service preference, don't worry a lot. Obviously, don't mindlessly fill the details, give some thought to it, but don't waste a lot of time. The concept of Madhyam Marg. You study Buddhism, right? In Buddhism, there is a concept of Madhyam Marg, balance. So don't be like, I can change it later, so I will fill anything that I wish. Or waste 10 days in figuring out what are my achievements or service preferences. Don't do both of them. Take one day to figure out things and fill the form. Now, the instruction also mention what can be the reasons for rejection of your application. Again, it is from the notice given by UPSC. Poor quality of photograph and signature. So make sure that your photograph and signature are of nice quality. Swapping of photograph with that of signature. This is a mistake some people do. So this is a photo and this is a sign. So what they do, upload the photo here and upload the sign here. So if you swap this, then obviously that will be rejected. Fill all the details of OAF, but fail to finally submit. So some people fill the form, do everything, but don't click on the final submission button. So you should click on the final submission button, after which you will get a confirmation on email. So if you have received confirmation on email, or you can download the final application form that you have filled, then it means that you have filled the form, and then it is accepted. Fees payment. For example, you might forget to pay the fee, or you tried to pay the fee but the payment failed. So in such cases also the application might be rejected. So if your payment is failed, make sure that you find out the reason. Is it the reason from your end, or is it the reason from UPSC's end, and do the necessary modifications. Now, another important topic that many people have confusions is related to reservations. So for SC, STs and person with benchmark disability, you should have a certificate issued latest by 11th February 2025. So before, right? So for SC, STs and person with benchmark disability, you should have a certificate issued on or before 11th February 2025. If your certificate is issued after 11th February 2025, it will not be considered. So no matter when, so let's say you have a certificate which is issued in 2018. Do you need to issue new certificate for PwD? No, you don't. So no matter when it is issued in the past, it's okay. But if you have a latest certificate, obviously it's good. But make sure that the certificate is before 11th February 2025. Let's say you have a certificate which is dated 20 February 2025. Will you be able to get the reservation benefits? No. Okay. So this is the cutoff date. Before this. Okay. And this is the only certificate that you need. Remember, on your certificate, there should be a mention that this certificate is valid for central government. Okay, so the certificate should be valid for central government examinations. So if it is not mentioned in your form, please get the certificate in the format where it is mentioned that the certificate is valid for the recruitment of central government examinations. Okay. Next is EWS. EWS certificate officially is called as Income and Asset Certificate. This is the official name of EWS certificate. It must be issued in prescribed format based on the income of financial year 2023-24. It is mentioned in the certificate. So check your certificate. The certificate should be based on this financial year, right? The period is mentioned here. Certificate should be based on the income of any financial year. Apart from this, will not be treated as valid. So let's say you have a certificate of financial year 2022-23. If you upload it, will it be valid? No. Only this financial year is valid. Second is the certificate must be issued between the two dates. What are the two dates? After 1st April 2024. So 1st April of last year till 11th Feb 2025. So the certificate should be between these dates only. Before 1st April 2024, not valid. After 11th February 2025, not valid. So make sure that your certificate is latest. And secondly, again, just like the SC/ST certificate, this certificate should be valid for central government recruitments. Okay. So this is the format of the EWS certificate. Again, where I have taken it from the official document published by UPSC. Now, what about the OBC reservation? So OBC reservation basically requires, if you want to have the OBC, all the people who belong to OBC category don't get reservation. Only those people who belong to OBC and have a non-familiar certificate, which is called as OBC NCL. So if you have this certificate, then only you are eligible for the reservation. Otherwise, you don't get the OBC reservation. So you must have this OBC non-familiar certificate, which is in prescribed format. Again, it should be applicable for the central government and it should be based on the last 3 years income. So EWS, you need only 1 year income. For OBC, you need it based on the 3 years income, 2023, 24, 22, 23 and 21, 22. So last 3 years income. On the basis of this, you should have the OBC NCL certificate. The certificate must be issued between these dates, same as EWS, after 1st April and before 11th February. Candidates should note that name of their caste, including the spelling, should be exactly as same as published in the list by central government. Where to check this list? This is the link. Okay, on this link, if you click on this link on the PPT is available on the Telegram. So click on this link, right? And you will be able to see the list state-wise. So you can select your state. Let's say you are from Gujarat, select on Gujarat, and you will find all the list in the central OBC list. And your category should be on that. And your caste, which is on your documents, it can be your OBC certificate, it can be your 10th TC and anything like that. It should be same as that on the central government website. There cannot be even a spelling change. Okay, so spelling should be exactly same of your caste on your documents and in the central government list. So even if there is a, let's say there is a caste Kunbi. Okay, so let's say this is how it is given in central government, and on your document it is written like this, for example, Kunbi, right? Will you get the reservation? No. Spelling and everything should be same, exactly same. So if there is some spelling mismatch in your certificate, please get that corrected. A certificate containing any variation in caste name will not be accepted. Okay. Note that OBC ST claim of a candidate will be determined in relation to the state or part of the state in which father originally belongs. Right. So what happens? Why it is there? Because some castes are OBCs in particular state, but not in other state, right? So you might be knowing some examples. Please put them in comment box. So there are certain castes which are OBC in one state. Let's say in UP, the caste will be considered as OBC, but in Haryana, that caste will not be considered as OBC. Therefore, in your case, how it will be determined whether you get the reservation or not? If your father belongs to the state in which that particular caste is in OBC, ST or SC category, then you will get the reservation benefits. Second thing that you should remember, there are some castes which are, let's say, take example of there is a caste named Bandari in Maharashtra. So if you see, this caste in Maharashtra is categorized as NT, but same caste, this is in Maharashtra, okay, but same caste in central list is categorized as OBC. So there are some complexities with respect to this. So that is why you have to consider what is the status of particular caste in central government's opinion, because you are applying for the examination which is conducted at the national level. Okay. Moving ahead. For the OBC, what are other things that you should remember? The format shall be central OBC certificate. Remember, which makes it applicable for the central government exam. So on your OBC certificate, it should be written that this certificate is valid for the central government examinations or central government related things. If it is not so, if it is not in correct format, please get the new certificate issued in the required format. Visit your nearest Tehsil office or the SDM office or DM office or collector office and meet the Tehsildar or DM, whoever are the authorities there, explain them your case and get the certificate issued in the correct format. State government certificates are not valid. Okay. Issuing authority. Who are the issuing authority? We will discuss it in next slide. You cannot update the certificate letter. Okay. Many people ask this query. Okay. Sir, I have applied for the certificate, but I might not get the certificate before 11th February. Let's say I get the certificate on 13th Feb. Okay. Now you know that the window of correction is from 12th to 18th. So this is the window. So on 14th February, can I update my certificate? No, you cannot. Why? Because you know that certificate should be issued before 11th February. So if you get a certificate which is issued on 13th February, you cannot update it. Okay. So make sure that you get it issued earlier. In the cases where you don't have the certificate and the people are saying, okay, you will need 1 month or 2 months, talk to the senior officers there, talk to the Tehsildar, talk to the DM and explain them that, sir, this exam is very important for me. This is the issue. I need show them the notification that according to the notification, you need the certificate before 11th February and they will help you. Okay. Next is no change in community status is allowed once the form is submitted. So let's say you are saying, okay, right now I will apply for general and after prelims, can I apply for OBC? No, you cannot. But let's say in this exam for 2025, you apply from general and in 2026, next year's exam, you want to change your category to, let's say, EWS or OBC. Can you do this? Yes, you can. So you can change it next year, but in this year itself, for prelims, let's say you're in general and mains you want to have a OBC reservation, you will not get. But many people have this doubt. Okay, sir, I want to apply from general this year because I don't have document for some reason. But next year, can I get the OBC reservation? Yes, you can get. Same about EWS. Remember issuing authorities. Your certificate should be issued by these people. So you know that this is the certificate, right? And here there is a signature of a person who have issued the certificate. And there is a issuing authority mentioned under this signature. This issuing authority should be one of these. Generally, the certificates in India are mostly, many of you will have certificates which are issued by Tehsildar. And many of you will have a certificate issued by Nayab Tehsildar or Deputy Tehsildar. So if you have a Nayab Tehsildar or Deputy Tehsildar certificate, they are not valid. Get the certificate by Tehsildar and higher authority. Okay. And these are other authorities. So make sure whatever issuing authority is there on your certificate is mentioned on this slide. You can pause this slide. I will just clean it up for you. You will get the PPT as well, not an issue. So take a screenshot of this screen and make sure the certificate that you have the issuing authority, which is one of these. Now let's move to the next part of this video where we are going to look at step-by-step process of this online application form. What are the step-by-step process? Firstly, Some instruction. There are 4 stages in this form. First part is OTR, one-time registration. Second part is application form. Third part is DAF. And lastly, there is a part where fees, photograph, signature, examination center, etc. needs to be selected. Remember, fees is only exempted for SCs, STs, women, etc. Right? So not everyone will get the fees section. Applicant should not submit multiple applications. Remember, till 2022, what used to happen till UPSC Prelims 2022, even 23 actually. Till UPSC Prelims 2023, what used to happen? If you made a mistake, let's say you made a mistake in form, what was the solution? Just fill the form again. And what used to happen? If you fill the form again, the old form used to get discarded and new form was considered. But UPSC have changed this system now. You are not allowed to submit multiple applications. In fact, if you try to submit multiple applications, your form will be rejected. But instead, they have added a feature. Now, what you can do, you can modify the details in the modification window between 12th to 18th Feb. So if you have any mistake in entire form, if you have any mistake, you can change anything that is there in the form except OTR, obviously. So non-OTR detail, any detail that you have did some mistake, you will be able to change it. Don't worry about it, but don't try to fill the form again. Provide the valid email ID. Very, very simple thing. Many people now complain, sir, I have filled the OTR last year and now my email ID is hacked or whatever. So make sure that maintain one email ID which is very don't use that email ID for registering at other places. I have one email ID that no one else knows except me. Only I know that email ID, right? I have not mentioned it in Facebook, Google, nowhere. So you should have either you can have that, but obviously don't make sure that you don't forget the password of that email ID. So I have that email ID. I have recovery systems in place. I have mobile number linked to it. I have email ID, other email ID, recovery email ID linked to it. So there are multiple ways to recover the email ID in case I forget the email. So you should have such good email ID which you use for official purposes, and that should be logged in your mobiles and everywhere. So in case you forget the password, at least you will have the login detail. Store the password somewhere safe. So these are very basic things, but people do these mistakes. Please, okay. Again, don't wait for the last date. There can be some server issues on last date. Now, for those who have not done the OTR, make sure that your mobile number and email ID are permanent. People say that, oh sir, I registered with a mobile number and now I don't have that SIM card with me. So don't do things like that. You should have a mobile number and email ID which is a permanent, which you are using for many years or many days. If you don't have such a mobile number, use your father's mobile number or mother's mobile number. Make sure that this is a permanent in nature, because these things you will require every year, right? OTR you can do only once. For next year also you will have to use the same mobile number or email ID. Therefore, make sure you don't make any mistake in filling these things. Can you change the category? Many people have this question. I have already answered. Yes, this year you can apply from general category. Next year you can switch to the OBC or EWS category. That is not an issue. Now let's see what are the details required to be filled in OTR. So if you go to the OTR, if you click on the apply now, this is the screen that comes in front of you. If you are already registered last year, it can be last year, it can be this year. If you have already registered, you have 3 options or 3 mode of login. You can use email ID. When you insert the email ID here, click on get OTP, you will get an OTP on email, right? Or you can have mobile number, insert mobile number, click on get OTP, you will get the OTP on your mobile number. Or third option is you have OTR ID, last year's or this year's, click on OTR ID and your password, OTR password, and you can log in. So there are 3 ways to log into your OTR. But those of you who have not created the OTR yet, so you have to click on registration, right? And you have to, or here also there is the option of new registration. Click on new registration. So this is the form for new registration. So remember, these are the details: name, verify name, change name, gender, birth date, father's name, mother's name, minority status, mobile number, alternate mobile number, email ID, alternate email ID, class 10th roll number, security questions. So all these details need to be filled. Some things to take care of. First is your name, date of birth, father's and mother's name should be as per your matriculation, that is 10th standard SSC certificate. Now there is a question. Let's say my name on the SSC certificate is let's assume it's Ram Kumar. Okay, and my name on Aadhaar is Ram Kumar. The spelling is different, right? Or it can be you have some different. It can be Kumar Ram. So what to fill? Fill this one. Even if your other document have some different format, you must fill your name as per your SSC. Same goes for father's name. Many people have this question. Okay, my father's name on SSC certificate is just his name. So let's say your father's name is XYZ, right? They are saying, okay, on the 10th certificate, it is XYZ. On the Aadhaar card or on the caste certificate, it is XYZ plus surname. So what should I do? So just mention whatever is on the 10th certificate. Okay, don't worry about what is there in other documents. You should mention it same as it is on your SSC certificate. Don't use prefixes like Mr., Mrs., Doctor. So don't use such prefixes, except one case. What is that one exception? If your name is less than 4 letters, let's say there is a girl named Ria. Okay, and her 10th bold certificate have only Ria as her name. So student name is only Ria. Her entire name is not there. So if you try to mention Ria here, it will not accept because you need minimum 4 characters. In such cases, you can write Miss Ria or whatever it is. Mr. Ram, Miss Ria, whatever it is, you can mention only in that case. So this is exception only if your name is less than 4 letters on your 10th certificate. Okay. Otherwise, you don't have to use such suffixes. Next is, if you have changed the name, then you have to select yes and you have to submit the gazette notification of your name change. So there is a gazette when you change the name, you have to upload that document, right? Then date of birth, again, date of birth same should be same as your SSC certificate. So if you have a different date of birth at different places, what you should mention? The date which is on your SSC certificate, right? Same, fathers and mothers name, again, don't use any prefixes, right? It should be same as your SSC certificate. Minority status, mobile number, alternate mobile number. See, you will see mobile number and email ID are compulsory, right? There is a asterisk mark, but alternate email ID and mobile number are not compulsory, but still fill the number. Still fill. If you don't have alternate mobile number, use your father's number, use your mother number. If you don't have alternate email ID, again, mention your father's email ID or your friend's email ID, but mention something. Don't leave it blank. It will be helpful for you in case of emergencies where your email ID is hacked, your mobile number is changed or whatever. In that cases, these alternate mobile number and email ID might help you. Then security question, these are for you to recover the accounts. Okay. Remember, when you are filling name and address field, don't use any special character like this. So many students say, sir, I am not able to proceed further. My form is not getting saved. Why it is not getting saved? Because you might have such a special character. Let's say your address is having and, right? Your address is having and in it. So obviously it will not be accepted. So make sure that there is no field like this. What should I do if you have changed the name? There are some people who might have changed the name after 10th. Acha, one more thing. If you have changed the name in 6th standard, 7th standard, and all your documents have the same name, don't worry about it. So your SSC certificate, Aadhaar, everywhere there is a new name. Don't worry about it. But let's say your SSC certificate have a different name and Aadhaar card have a different name because you changed the name. Then in that cases, here is the to do, right? What to do? You can pause the video and read it. Now, if you have already done the OTP, I have already mentioned you have 3 ways to log in. Okay. Now, after that, you come to the application form. So this is how you will find the application form. This is the application form that you can find. And here you will have to click on the part 1 to start your application form. OTR is already filled, right? OTR is already filled. So after OTR, you go to the part 1, then part 2, part 3, part 4, and lastly, you will be paying the fees and getting done with it. Now, if you see, if you open the application form, you will find such a screen, right? Here is the complete screen, but this is the box that I have taken here, right? So if out of this box, this personal information, you can edit only once in lifetime, right? I have already discussed. But other information is unique for each form. So for this form, you are filling this again. Next time, if you apply for UPSC 2026, you will have to fill these details again. Okay. Now, these are the fields which are about the personal information. These fields are populated automatically. From OTR, this information will be taken and you just have to verify everything is correct. You have to make sure the spelling is correct, dates are correct, email ID is correct, mobile number is correct. Okay. Next is the address information and all other details. So firstly, you have to mention your nationality, citizenship, mother tongue, marital status, place of birth, post office details. See, these details, many of the people are mentioning their current address. So here you don't have to mention your current address. This is one mistake. Even in some videos, they have not clarified it. So make sure this is not your current address. These details are of the place of birth. So whatever is your place of birth, these details of that place of birth. Okay, what is the place of birth? What is the post office? What is the city? What is the union territory, district, pin code? All these details are of the place of birth, not your address. Okay. Then photo ID card. I already told you, if you have Aadhaar card, then mention the Aadhaar number here. If you have PAN card, mention the PAN number here, and so on. Okay. Save every place. I hereby declare and save. Before saving, make sure you re-verify all the details. Check the all details once more and then save. Double check. Okay. Next is address information. So there are two addresses: correspondence address and permanent address. Permanent address is the address which can be on your Aadhaar or the address of your parent home, whatever it is. Correspondence address means current address. So if UPSC decides to send you any letter, you become IAS officer, UPSC want to congratulate you by sending a letter. So they will send you on the correspondence address. Okay. So these are the address. Again, यहाँ पे don't use special characters. Mention your address here, right? If your both address are same, correspondence and permanent address, click here. So automatically both address will be same. If they are not same, then obviously you will have to mention the permanent address as well. Okay. Some people are saying, okay, I have moved so many places. My Aadhaar address, I don't live on the Aadhaar address. I have moved to so many places now that my new address is not same as my Aadhaar address. What to do? Then also it's okay. It's not compulsory that you have to provide the address proof. Not an issue, right? But let's say you have some address where your uncle lives, where your grandmother live, which is your permanent address, and now your family lives somewhere else. Then you can mention that in permanent address, not an issue. Next is photo and sign. So I have already told you photograph format, right? This type of photographs are not allowed. So proper photograph should be there. There should be name and photograph date, right? Name and date on which photograph was taken. So that should be there and you should upload it. Okay. So there are some details like this. Okay. Pixel and all those things. Don't worry. If your photo is not in this format, it will not be uploaded. But generally, if you get it from the photo studio, it is in the required format. Only thing you have to take care is size. So size should be 20 KB to 300 KB. So between this should be the size. Acha, photo should be in JPG format only. There are multiple formats, PNG, JPEG, all those formats are there. It should be in JPG. If your photo is not in JPG, what to do? Go on Google, search, let's say your photo is in PNG. Just click on PNG to JPG. There will be multiple websites. Upload your photo and download. You will find able to download it in PNG format. That is not difficult. Save after you are done. Same about signature, right? Again, signature, if you are uploading, many people do what? This is a page. They will sign here and then upload this entire page. Don't do this. Take a small page and sign here. So this is your signature. So the signature should be like this. Here they have given. It should not be very small on the entire page. Okay. It should be visible properly. This is about signature. Next is your matriculation. That is 10th standard detail. You should mention your 10th standard class. So it can be first class, distinction, whatever. But there are different formats at different boards. So CBSE have a different board, Maharashtra board have different, Madhya Pradesh board have different, Tamil Nadu board have different. Obviously, different board have different type of mark sheet. So on your mark sheet, if they have not mentioned the class, first class, second class, or distinction, etc., then leave it blank. If they have mentioned, you can mention. Then mention the percentage. Again, there are some board which give percentage. For example, Maharashtra board give percentage. So whatever percentage you have mentioned here. But there are some board, like for example CBSE, they give CGPA. Then mention CGPA. Let's say you got 8.1 out of 10. So mention this. But don't fill both the fields. Obviously, you will either fill percent or CGPA, right? Then year of passing, subjects, don't use special characters. So subject you can mention, let's say history, geography, polity, whatever subject you had in 10th standard. Then name of the school and name of the board, right? So these things you should mention. And click on the save. After that, you have to mention intermediate, that is 12th standard details. So again, 12th standard, class, percentage, CGPA, दोनों में से or this or that, right? Again, year of passing, subject. In subject, if you are in science stream, so you can mention science stream, physics, biology, chemistry. If you are in commerce, you can mention commerce field subject like accountancy and all. If you are arts, you can mention history, geography, and so on. Right? Again, here you have to mention your school or college name and the board from which you have passed 12th. Click on save. Next is graduation. In graduation, there are two categories of students. One who have already passed, and those who are appearing. So for appearing student, you just have to mention your stream of graduation level, graduation degree, etc. If your degree is not there, so there might be some graduation which is not in the list. Choose others. Don't worry. It is not important that your degree should be in the list. So there is drop down list. If your subject or degree is not there in that list, choose on the other. There is option of other in the end. Okay. For those who are in graduation likely date, again, you might not know it for sure. So you can put a date which is in June or July, something like that. Subjects, your subject, name of your college and university. So mention all these things. Again, this is for appearing. If you have already passed, you will get the option to mention your result, right? So in result, again, you can mention either percentage or you can mention the CGPA. One more question doubt is, in graduation, should I also mention only final year marks or for all year? Let's say you're an engineering student. So should you mention only final year result? No. You should take cumulative, all 4 years of result and then mention that. Okay. So you should take the average of all marks that you have received in all 4 years and mention that. Okay. Moving ahead. Nextly, documents. So see, there are only 2 documents which are compulsory. First document that is compulsory is your SSC certificate or school leaving certificate, right? Which is for the date of birth, proof of date of birth. So either your SSC certificate or leaving certificate. So you should mention this. And second compulsory document is photo ID proof. It can be Aadhaar card or PAN card or whatever it is. The rest of the documents are not compulsory, but they are dependent on a person. For example, if you are already graduated, mention your upload your degree here, right? Those who are not uploaded don't need to upload it, right? Those who are claiming the age of relaxation, let's say OBC candidate who is 34-year-old, so you have to attach the claim. The format is given in the notification. You have to upload that document here, right? If you are from Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, you don't have to give language paper, right? For that there is a pre-forma. I have shown it in the form. So fill that and upload it here. Achievements in the field, again, here it is not compulsory. So people ask, sir, I have played a leadership role in my college, but I don't have a certificate. Is it okay? Yes, it's okay. You don't need to be having a certificate. But if you have a certificate, prepare a single file of it, a document file, attach all the documents in it and upload it here. Nextly, you have to mention your father's and mother's information. Parental information is asked. You have to mention their name. Again, the name of father should be as per your SSC certificate. Very, very important. As per SSC certificate. Select his nationality, profession of father, address of father, right? Annual income of father and all these things related to your father. state in which your father originally belongs. This is very, very important for those who are claiming reservation. I already told you. There are certain castes, certain categories which have different status in different states. For some castes, the status in Manipur will be different. So in Mizoram, it will be different. So how it will be determined that which reservation you are applicable or you are eligible for? It will be determined based on the state in which your father originally belongs. So make sure that you have the district and state where the reservation you are claiming and the father's district and state should be the same. So be careful about filling this information. Similarly, you have to fill your mother's information. Again, name of the mother as per the SSC certificate and all the details same as your father's. Next is you have to have the employment information. Obviously, it is not for everyone, only those who have work experience. So both government and private work experience needs to be mentioned. If you have multiple employments, you can add. So here is the option of add employment. So let's say for 2 years you worked in company A, for 3 years you worked in company B. So you can add employments, both government and private. For government, you need to have that. I told you, you need to have that certificate, extra additional certificate. But for private, you don't have to attach anything. Remember, you can be asked these questions based on your employment in the interview. So don't mention the employment here. For example, nature of the duties performed. Don't mention the duties which you are not doing, because in the interview, the panel will have information of your employment history. They will ask you a question, and if you are not able to answer the question, that will create a problem. So don't lie here. Only mention what is true nature of your employment, and only mention what is your actual duties that you are performing. Moving ahead. Acha, employment can also have self-employment. So let's say you are a self-employed, you have your own startup or whatever. You can mention those details under the self-employment category. Next is UPSC past examination details. So obviously, if you are a fresher, you will mention that you don't have any past experience. But if you have already given any UPSC examination, remember, it is not only about UPSC CSE. It can be CDS examination. It can be geoscientist examination. It can be medical officer examination by UPSC. It can be EPFO exam by UPSC. UPSC conducts multiple exams. UPSC Civil Service Examination is only one of those. So if you have given any of these exams in the past, please mention their details. Now, one question is, I have given the examination. Let's say I gave UPSC Prelim 2022. Now I don't remember their roll number. What to do? Just mention this 0000000, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 zeros. They have mentioned in the form itself. So you just have to mention 000 if you don't remember the roll number. But please don't do a mistake of hiding information. Let's say you have given 4 attempts and you have given information of only 3 here, then it might create a problem. So don't hide any information. If you don't have roll number, mention 00000. That is okay. But don't do like that. Okay, आपने exam दिया है, but आपने यहाँ पे mention नहीं किया. Don't do like that. Okay. Keep saving every time, right? If you have given multiple exams, there is option to add exam. Nextly, this is a area where people are very confused. Extracurricular activities in the section of achievement, prizes, medal. First thing is that this information is editable after your mains exam. So after your mains, you will be given option to edit this. Don't worry about that. Now, still I will request you to give it a thought, give it 2-3 hours to think about it, take a pen and paper and write this section as nicely as you can, because this session will help you steer your interview in actual interviews, right? Don't worry, those of you who clear mains, we provide one-to-one. Obviously now, right now there are thousands of students, so we cannot possibly cater to each one of these, each one of you to write this section. But after your mains examination, we provide a personalized mentorship to make sure that this section is written in the prescribed format, right? So right now, just have some basic guidelines in your mind when you're filling. First thing, can you leave it blank? Yes, you can leave it blank. Let's say, for example, I don't have any sport or NCC achievement. What should I do? You can leave it blank, not an issue. It's okay, right? So that is first question. You can leave it blank, no problem. Second is, you should have the details of university, state or national level in respect to the following. So whatever achievement, let's say you have a prize, it should be either university level, state level or national level. You cannot see ki you won first prize in Limbu Chamcha competition in Ganpati festival, right? or you won the what we say a competition in hostel competition, right? So there are inter-hostel competitions in colleges. So such achievements are not supposed to be coming here. Here the achievements should be university, state, and national level. So here in the first, you will mention any prizes, medals, or scholarship that you have received. Here you will mention sports. Again, sports should be, you should not mention playing gully cricket, right? People like write this in actual interviews. So don't write the achievements which are like this. The achievement should be university, state, or national level, right? Similarly, position of distinct leadership in school and college. So here you can write the school level leadership. For example, you were a head boy in your school, so you can mention it here. Or you have been an organizer in your college events, so you can write that thing. Next is other extracurricular achievements and interests, hobbies. So here you are supposed to write your hobby. Don't write the hobbies which are not your genuine hobbies, right? Some people, just to sound cool, write some unnecessary things. Write the hobbies which are your genuinely the things which you write. It can be watching YouTube videos, it can be reading books, it can be any hobbies that you really pursue. Okay, and if you are not pursuing the hobby regularly, let's say you like to exercise, but these days you are not exercising due to UPSC, then when you're mentioning hobby, start pursuing that hobby. This is a opportunity for you to work on your hobbies, which will eventually shape your personality. So that's it about this section. I hope all the doubts related to this section are clear. Having said this, still if you don't have any clarity, feel whatever you want to feel right now. At the latter stage, you will be able to edit it. Next is, you have to mention this, whether your family owns or possesses any of those following assets. If you select any of these, yes, it means that you will not be eligible for the EWS certificate, right? Because these are the criteria for EWS. So if you possess any of these, then you are not eligible for EWS. Please don't try to forge the certificate. After the cases that happened last year, you know that there are many infamous cases where the credibility of UPSC was questioned. So UPSC have taken a serious stand now. This year onward, the certificate will be checked very thoroughly. So if you have a residential plot or agricultural land or whatever are given in this, please don't apply under EWS criteria. Just apply रेगुलरली चुपचाप से अपना अपना जनरल कैटेगरी से अप्लाई करो, राइट? बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली इफ यू ट्राई टू टेक अनड्यू बेनिफिट, यू विल बी डिस्क्वालिफाइड फ्रॉम द एग्जामिनेशन. सो जेन्यून कैंडिडेट हो तो ही EWS को अवेल करिए. इफ यू आर नॉट अ जेन्यून कैंडिडेट, प्लीज don't try to forge the document. Don't forge the documents. It is a illegal thing to do. Okay, so this detail is basically for that, right? Next, this is a new thing that they have added, that they are asking you the information of languages. We don't know why they are asking this, but you have to mention the languages and the fluency level. If you can only read, then read, click here. If you can only speak, click here. If you can read and speak, then write it here. If you can read, write, and speak, write it here, right? And also for the particular language, you have to mention the examination that you have passed. For example, for Hindi, class 12 level, right? For Malayalam, for example, I have not studied at all. For Sanskrit, I have studied till class 8 and so on, right? Remember, there is English is not there in this list. If you click on choose, English is not there. So you have to, if you are able to read, write, and speak, in this column, click on choose and select others, and under others you have to write English. Okay, so this is how you have to mention it. Click on save once you are done. So this is all about the basic information. Then you go to the part where you have to do the registration. So in the registration, already some things are there mentioned. See, I have not filled these details, so it is showing blue. So make sure all this is green. All this is green, it means that you have filled everything nicely. View and print the profile summary. Another important point that you should remember, at every point in this discussion, make sure that, or in this form filling process, make sure that you are taking screenshots, you are taking the printouts. So when you complete the form filling, there is the option to print summary. Every time, click download the summary. So you will get 4 or 5 different documents, and save these documents at multiple places. Save it on your Google Drive, save it on email ID, save it on WhatsApp, save it on your laptop, save it on your father's mobile, and so on. So make sure that the copies of your information is saved at multiple places, because You might be seeing people comment section में बोलते कि यार I don't have the roll number of 2022 attempt. How come you don't have a roll number? You are giving your life serious year to this examination and you don't store the information with you, right? So please don't do this here. Please be serious about these things. Store this information at multiple places, right? Getting my point? Also take printouts. Take printout and store one physical copy at your home. After that, click on this box, click on I agree and move ahead. Nextly, this information is coming automatically. This information will come automatically from your OTR. So you don't have to fill it, just verify. Just verify your name, date of birth, father's name, everything. Is it same as SSC certificate, right? Then examination application details you have to fill, right? I don't think there is anything that is required. The explanation is required for anything else here. Then select educational qualification, degree. Again, select degree in graduation. So you might find that your degree is not in this list. If your degree is not in this list, just click on the others in the end. Then you have to check the address and all and click on continue. For those who are claiming age relaxation, you have to click yes. For those who are in the category, let's say OBC, SC, ST category candidate have a age relaxation. But let's say the candidate is just 23 years old and belong to any of these categories. Do you have to claim age relaxation? No. You will click on no and submit. It is only for those candidates which are above 32 years and belong to particular category. Nextly, part 2 of registration. You have to upload your photo ID card, which you have already uploaded in the first step. Use the same ID card. If you have uploaded Aadhaar, upload the Aadhaar here only, right? Photo ID card number, again I told you, if you are uploading Aadhaar, mention your Aadhaar number here, confirm the ID card number and upload scan PDF of the photo ID card in the PDF format only, right? Again, it should be in PDF format. Number of attempts you have given in civil service examination. So if you have given 0 attempts, mention 0. If this is 2025 is your first attempt, it means you have not given any attempt, 0. If you have given, let's say 6 attempts, mention 6. If you have given 4 attempts, mention 4, whatever it is. Don't lie. Most importantly, don't lie. Next is Civil Service Mains Examination Center. Remember, this is a CSM means Civil Service Mains. I told you already, Mains Examination Center you have to fill now only. So select the Mains Examination Center. Language of examination for paper 1 to paper 5, right? GS and essay. Then optional subject. Then language of optional subject. And again, if you hail to Arunachal Pradesh, I have already mentioned this thing. Click on continue. This is a confirmation page, right? Before agreeing and before submitting, please check all the details. If you think there is some mistake, especially here, for example, if you think there is some mistake, click on update, right? Click on update and then update whatever change you want to have. But make sure at every stage you are cross-verifying everything. Then obviously you'll get this slip, print this slip, save details at each state at multiple places. I have already told you. Moving ahead, then you go to the next part, which is the part 3 DAF, detailed application form. In the part 3, you have to mention the service preference. I have already told you can change the service preference. 2 things you should remember. First is, if you have IAS, IFS as your allocated service, let's say you get selected in UPSC and you get into IAS or IFS, you cannot give next attempt. Remember this while filling the service preference. Second thing, if you have left this service preference blank, even if you clear the exam, you will not get service. So don't leave this blank, right? Mention something. I think obviously IFS, IPS, IAS, obviously this will be your first 3 choices for many of you, right? Then account services and all those. If you need some guidance about how to fill this, please watch this YouTube video. Link will be in description, or you can click here in the PDF in this PPT. I will be sharing this PPT on Telegram, and you can watch the service preference video. Okay, so that's it about service preference. Don't worry about these things, but don't leave them blank. Next is socio-economic questionnaire. Many people are fearful about this questionnaire, or are asking. These are asking, okay, have you done the coachings and all these kind of questions? Don't worry about this thing. It is a long questionnaire. I have just taken screenshot of first part of it. It is very long questionnaire. Don't worry about it. Be honest. Don't fear. This note itself write that this questionnaire is for collecting routine information only and is not related to selection process in any way. Information provided by you will be treated as confidential and used for research proposal only. So this information is only collected for the purpose of research. So I will really request you to be honest, because such information helps government take informed decision. So don't be worried about it. Don't lie. Try to be honest in this information. If you have taken coaching, mention yes, right? If you have any questions where you think that should I withhold the information, don't worry. You will not, even if there is some information about which you are honest and at some places you have lied about it, you will not be held accountable, right? Indian laws are that strong. So don't worry about the information shared here. It will not be used against you. It is only for the research purpose. So I will really request you to be honest in this information. Okay. Nextly, you have to sign this declaration. Before that, there is option of preview application. Please review all the details. Make sure all the details are correct and then submit. After the submission, in the next step, you have to make the payment. So here there are option of online payment. I will suggest you to do the online payment. Don't go into the risk of doing the offline payment. You can use Google Pay or you can use I think a debit card or credit card to make the payments, right? Lastly, here is the payment receipt. Again, take the screenshot of payment receipt. Make sure that you have the payment receipt screenshot with you. And lastly, in the last, you have to select the examination center. Remember, on the previous slide also we selected the CSM center. That was the Civil Service Mains Examination Center. Here you have to select the Prelims Examination Center. So Prelims Examination Center is at the last stage. Okay. So many people do this mistake as well. For mains, they select what they think of Prelim center, and at the Prelim they select the main center. So make sure that you don't do this mistake. पहले मेंस का भरना होता है, अभी प्रीलिम्स का सेंटर है. Then there is the declaration. Read the declaration and click on submit. After the submission, this is the message that you get. So if you get this message in green color that you have successfully submitted your application, it means that you have completed all the steps and your application is submitted successfully. You don't have to worry. And this is it about the application process. I hope this video was helpful for you. I have covered some of the FAQs that we have received. We will discuss it shortly. But if you have any questions which are not addressed in this video, feel free to comment in the video description, in the video comments. Our team will get back to you within 24 hours. Okay, within 24 hours we will answer all the queries that are there in comment section. Now what should you do if you found any mistake in the application? There will be correction window. I already talked to you from 12th to 18th. Next is OTR registration done last time. Do I need to do it again? No. You can use the last year's OTR this year, not an issue. Actually, you are not allowed to do the OTR registration again. So you must use the previous OTR itself. Age relaxation, I have already clarified this. OBC certificate format, again, it should be written on the certificate that this certificate is valid for central government recruitments. So there should be mention of that. Integrated degree. There are some people who are in the 5-year integrated degree. What you should do, you can do two things. You can just mention the graduation details, or you can mention graduation and post-graduation detail, and at both places you will mention the same details. Got it? So this is all about the process of application. I hope this video was helpful for you. We have done every bit of research, so you can trust this data. You can consider this data to be trustworthy and take actions accordingly. Still, if you have any queries, any doubts, any comments to make sure that you mention it in the comment section. Also, we will really love to hear if this video helped you in any way. Please let us know in comment section, as our team have done a lot of efforts to prepare this video. If you see, there are 75 plus slides in this presentation. So our team have taken a lot of efforts to prepare this presentation and make sure that the authentic information reaches to you. So let us know your feedback in the comment section below. Thank you everyone. Fill the form nicely and get back to your study. Make sure that you give your best, make enough revisions, test yourself, Keep revising and make sure you clear this prelims and this examination this year. Best luck to you from entire UPSC prep team. Bye bye.